Good evening and welcome to tonight's coverage of boys high school basketball on North Penn Television. You are tuned into Comcast Channel 28, Verizon Channel 29, or NPTV's YouTube Live. I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Spencer Halval, preparing for a Suburban 1 Continental Conference matchup between the visiting Pennridge Rams and home, the North Penn Knights.
Now to get started here, let's hear the lineup starting off with Pennridge. Number 1, guard Luke Yoder. Number 2, guard John Dominic. Number 4, guard Sean Yoder. Number 23, forward Trent Fisher. And number 44, forward John Post. And for the lineups for North Penn, number 4, guard Tully McIver. Number 11, guard AJ Mitchell. Number 13, guard Chris Caputo. Number 22, forward Mike Chafee. And number 45, center Matt Swanson.
And as we get set, we are in North Penn's Navy Gymnasium, preparing for the matchup between the Rams on the right side of the court in black and green, and on the left side of the court, it's the home team, the Knights, in their white and Columbia blue. Matt Swanson will win the opening tip-off, give it off to Mike Chafee, and Tully McIver will hand it off to AJ Mitchell, and the Knights are underway on their offensive possession. Caputo will find McIver at the bottom of your screen, and with the dribble moves, he'll show it off there, and they'll find junior Mike Chafee on the top, and pass it back out along the arc. Wolf Swanson to Mitchell. The Rams locking down in between the paint so far. Here's Tully McIver. Will lose the ball as it's mishandled and will roll out of bounds, and the Rams will take over with possession. Getting set at the baseline will be number 3, John Dominic for Pennridge, and the Rams will get set for their first offensive possession of the matchup tonight. Dribbling across half court is number 4, Sean Yoder. He'll find room at the top of the key. And in between the paint, he'll look for a jump shot. Mike Chafee, Matt Swanson all over him, swarming for the ball. John Post will come up with it and get a layup up and over Matt Swanson. And the Rams are on the board with our first points of the night, thanks to a layup from number 44, John Post. For the Knights, the seniors will give it off to each other. Caputo to Mitchell. AJ Mitchell behind the back dribble. He'll find Chris Caputo for 3. Caputo with the first points on the board for North Penn on his senior night. Number 13, Chris Caputo tallies up 3 for North Penn. Back the other way, the Rams on a quick push in the paint, number 23. And with the layup, that's Trent Fisher for the Rams. And a pass from McIver intended for Chafee will be intercepted by number 3, John Dominic. And a foul will be charged against the Knights, slowing down that fast push. And the Rams will take possession at the bottom of your screen at the sideline.
2 quick points in the paint. They need to stop them on defense. They need to cause them to pass the ball more, looking for some turnovers.
Back the other way, number 4, Sean Yoder goes in for a layup. Mike Chafee all over him, though, and will force the layup to be unsuccessful, and the Knights will push the other way. Stepping back to Caputo, and he'll give off to Mitchell as the Knights will set up an offensive attack. Tully McIver, quick pass to Matt Swanson. Mishandled at first, but he'll stay with it. And the Knights will continue with possession and the charge. Here's Caputo in the paint, and he'll be fouled as he went up. It looked to be number 1, Luke Yoder, who will be charged, and Chris Caputo will head to the line for his first free throws of the night.
We see here already a presence by the seniors, Chris Caputo and AJ Mitchell looking to be a force in their own senior night.
And Caputo's first free throw will fall through. And also getting into a little bit of the mix of what has been going on for these teams throughout the season. Coming into tonight, Pennridge is 19-3 overall, and as for North Penn, they are 9-12 overall. So a bit of a difference there on the records. But as for the attack, you know, it's been a great matchup. It's been a great matchup earlier on in the season between both squads. And tonight, we definitely have plenty of emotions to kick us off and look to see a Knights victory later on in our matchup.
Well, I do think home court advantage will have a play here down the road with the loud crowd. Really help the Knights with bringing some momentum to them.
Chris Caputo, the senior, will give it in from the baseline. And he'll find Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell getting a pass across from Mike Chafee. Here's number 22, the junior, and he'll sink his first 3 of the night. Back-to-back threes for North Penn on their possessions. And it'll be 7-4. The Knights up here early on with 5 minutes and 25 seconds in our first quarter of action. For Pennridge, John Post at the top of the key. He's got Matt Swanson on him, and he'll hand it off to number 23, Trent Fisher. Giving it to Yoder. Here's a 3 off the iron and will fall off and in the hands of Talee McIver, sending the Knights the other way. Chafee will be stripped of the ball, and it's number 4, Sean Yoder, going for the layup. Unsuccessful. Mitchell applying the defensive presence, and the Knights are back the other way. Here's Caputo for 3. Yes, sir, Chris Caputo. And my goodness, the crowd erupts. And a timeout called by Pennridge, and if momentum is anywhere, it's no doubt for the boys in white and Columbia blue. Chris Caputo, back-to-back threes on his first 2 attempts, and the Knights with a 10-4 lead. And as you heard, and coming into tonight, it was North Penn's. It was a themed night coming into senior night, and for the crowd, it was a silent night. So what that is the crowd stays silent until the home team scores their first 10 points. So they stay dead quiet. You can't hear anything. But once they put up double digits on the scoreboard, they erupt. And right there, no better time for it off of a 3 to give the Knights a huge momentum push, with now the home crowd loud and in their ear.
Chris Caputo giving them the momentum here. Hopefully they keep it up with a lead of 10-4. The crowd no longer silent. Will hear their presence and hear this home court advantage.
And John Dominic and Sean Yoder will play catch, as the Rams will get across half court. Sworn by Chafee and Mitchell, but they'll get the pass off, and the Rams are in pursuit. And it looked to be a pass intended for number 3, John Dominic. However, the senior Talee McIver was all over him. However, it looked to be off of McIver, and Pennridge will resume with possession. From the baseline, Sean Yoder looking for an answer, and it will be Trent Fisher out by the arc. The crowd in his ear. Here's a shot put up by Sean Yoder off to the front of the layup. It should be off the front of the iron. Swanson with the board, and the Knights will head the other way. Here's Mike Chafee with a 3 off and unable to fall through, as the Knights now stand at 2 and 3 on 3-point attempts. And with a Euro step move, Matt Swanson will apply the defense, but he'll be charged with the foul, and that will send number 44, John Post, to the line for his first free throw attempts on the night for Pennridge.
A few minutes in, but we see here Pennridge's attack to the rim has been working, and they're attacking it hard. And here drawing the foul, which I think North Penn have to watch out for, especially with the 2 Yoder brothers.
And Post's first free throw attempt will roll through the basket, but unable to fall through. And with 4 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the first quarter of play, it's the Knights leading by 6. And Post with his free throw, unable to fall through, as he'll brick it off the back. 0 for 2 on his free throw attempts, but Pennridge getting the board. They'll stay with possession. And Matt Swanson looked to have all ball, however, the official saw differently. And it will be another foul charged against the Knights and Matt Swanson. And once again, it will be number 44, John Post, a chance to redeem himself here, as he'll get 2 more free throw attempts.
Being the starting center, they got to be careful. He's the presence in the paint. He's got to be able to defend it without fouling.
And Post will sink his first free throw of these 2. He now stands at 1 of 3 on the night and will get set for his second. And subbing into the game for Matt Swanson will be Karanji for North Penn. Free throw off the front of the rim, and with another attempt, it will be off and unable to fall through, and going the other way is North Penn. Caputo in the paint. It would look to be a hand by Fisher, however, Karanji right there for the answer, and he'll pick up the loose ball, and he'll finish off the basket for his senior Caputo, and the Knights will now lead 12-5. And Pennridge, a little slow here out of the gate. It's on North Penn right now, here in their home Navy gym. Pushing towards the paint will be Yoder, however, he won't find enough room, and he'll give it off to his brother Luke Yoder with a shot here off the back foot, unable to fall through, but Trent Fisher is there for the board, an offensive rebound, and he'll put up 2 for the Rams.
Pennridge is crashing the boards hard in the air, getting those many offensive rebounds, just giving them the better shot opportunities down low in the paint.
Mitchell will be stripped of the ball. Number 4, Sean Yoder, has been all over him all night, and he'll get a steal and send it the other way here for Pennridge in their black and green unis. John Post looking for room. He'll go into the paint and get around Karanji. And one foul against Karanji will put John Post on the line for a chance at a 3-point score.
Quickly seeing the missing presence of Matt Swanson down low is three foul shot attempts, really killing North Penn.
And a timeout here called by North Penn. 30-second timeout, as both teams now have used up one of their timeouts on the night. And looking at a quick recap of North Penn and what they have done earlier this week. This past Tuesday, the Knights fell short to CB South 50-47. So tonight they're looking to rebound, especially the fact that it is on their senior night and back at their home court. So Spencer, what plays do you expect to step up tonight against a red-hot Pennridge team?
We've already seen it tonight. Chris Caputo coming up huge, using his fast-paced movement and moving the ball quick. His stellar defense is really helping that team. And A.J. Mitchell, 4-year player for North Penn, looks to come up huge. He should be able to have the veteran presence down on the court.
And as for Pennridge, as I mentioned, they are red-hot. They're coming in on a 3-game win streak. Vice versa, on the other side of the court, North Penn's 0-3 in their last 3 games. So momentum is definitely a presence coming into the court and something North Penn's looking to try and gain in this matchup tonight. At the line, Post free throw will fall through, and the Knights will now have possession to take it the other way. Score is 12-10. North Penn up by a basket. And a hard pass from Mitchell. He'll find Chafee, and the Knights are on the end of the court. At the logo, Mitchell will hand it off to McIver. Handed back off to A.J. Mitchell from Chafee. And a stumbling Ram. However, they'll stay with the defense, and McIver will dribble. Looking to get by Yoder. He'll find Chafee in the corner for 3. Mike Chafee off the back of the rim, and the Rams will pick up the board. Number 23, Trent Fisher, with the defensive rebound. And Pennridge is pushing the other way. Here's a off the back foot shot by number 44, John Post, and he's been the man of the night so far. John Post with multiple free throw attempts, and he'll sink a jump shot there to tie this game up 12-12. North Penn now on the offensive end of the court.
We see opposites in play style. North Penn's looking to push the ball, move it quick, kick it out. Well, Pennridge is trying to dominate down low. See how that moves on for them.
McIver will find Karanji and back out to Mike Chafee. He'll push into the paint and then give it back out to Caputo with room. Caputo sinks the 3, nothing but net. And Chris Caputo, 3 for 3 on threes tonight. And my goodness, on his senior night, Chris Caputo is bringing the energy to his squad.
He wants his name to be remembered on his senior night. He's going to make sure it happens.
And pushing in, he'll do a step and staying with possession. As the ball rolls out of bounds, it will be off North Penn. And Pennridge will get the ball at the baseline as they'll get set to inbound it. As number 33, Jack Gillespie, will sub in for number 1, Luke Yoder, for the Rams. Inbounding the ball will be number 4, Sean Yoder. And the Rams will get set. And here's a 3 from the corner. Sean Yoder off the back of the iron. But it's Fisher with another board, and that's been the story of Pennridge so far, as they've been able to get these offensive rebounds. And pushing in John Post, he'll just body Chris Caputo and put a layup off the glass.
North Penn struggling down low has really been hurting them. Pennridge has been taking a lot of shots, but they've been crashing the boards. It's been helping.
Driving hard to A.J. Mitchell underneath the basket. He'll find McIver with room. Tully McIver won't be able to find the rim. And Pennridge will pick up the ball, and they'll send it the other way. What a move by Yoder. In the paint, he'll put up a right-handed layup. Off the iron, unable to fall through. And Mitchell will pick up the air ball attempt by John Post. It's a fast break offense as expected. Both teams are very experienced, plenty of seniors, and we're seeing the quick energy and fast-paced offense throughout this game tonight, especially as we reach 10 seconds left here in our first quarter of play. The Knights up by 1, and it's Tully McIver at the logo. He'll dribble into the paint. He'll get a little shove off. However, he's unable to get this to fall through. And with seconds dwindling away, number 4, Sean Yoder, unable to have this basket fall through. And that will conclude our first quarter of play. 15-14, the Knights lead as we get set to head into our second quarter of play. Spencer, what can you talk about the big momentum so far in this first quarter action and the fast-paced offense, especially towards the end of our set of action here in the first quarter?
I mean, you see Chris Caputo there. They're driving to the basket well, and they're kicking it out. And they're getting their shots down for the threes, and they're hitting them, which will be huge, bringing up their score. But, I mean, for Pennridge, it's the Trent Fisher and John Post down low that is dominating with the boards, the layups. They can't stop them, especially with the big man, Matt Swanson, in foul trouble. They're going to need to watch out for that because they need to stop them down low.
So definitely that presence for the rebounds has definitely been the story for Pennridge so far. And getting to the line, that's going to definitely help them and push them through the later parts of the game. Once fatigue settles in and team's going to have to start to foul. But as for the Rams, in the last meeting these teams had on January 15th, the Rams topped the Knights earlier this season, 73-48. And I got to catch up with the Knights head coach John Conrad before the game, and he just mentioned in his pregame interview that they need to continue focusing on the good team defense and good man-to-man defense as well, especially against this Rams basketball squad. So as we get back to the action and kick off our second quarter of action, it will be John Post, and he'll get a jump shot off over Caputo, unable to fall through, and McIver will pick up the loose ball and the board. Heading the other way, the Knights in their white and Columbia unis. Mike Chafee in the corner, unable to find an answer, and he'll find Caputo, but he'll pump fake and stay with it and try and find room, but it will give it out to Mike Chafee. The Knights slowing things down, weighing their options. And Caputo will lose the ball as it looked to be tipped by number 10, Nick Dunn. But the Knights will resume with possession. McIver will be stripped of the ball, and it's number 44, John Post, picking up a steal and will give the Rams an offensive pursuit the other direction. Gillespie will find Post into the paint. A great pass there, and the open man, number 33, for three. Yes, sir, it's Jack Gillespie with a three, and he was the open man at the top of the screen. And for the Rams, they now take a 17-15 lead. And now on the court, and here's a three from Chris Caputo off the front of the rim, and the Rams will pick up the board. Matt Swanson on the sidelines getting ready to sub in. But as for the players new on the court, it's Colby Barrow, and here's a layup put up by number 44, John Post. And the Rams will pick up a score after a great dribble move will put Chafee on the ground.
John Post, we're going to have to find a way to stop him. We don't know. Right now, he's being a presence. He's being the biggest player on the court for Pennridge.
McIver, great pass, no look to Colby Barrow. And for three, however, off both parts of the rim, unable to fall through in the three-point shooting, is looking to die down here in our start of the second quarter. Trent Fisher, layup move off the glass, unable to fall in, and McIver will send it the other way. He'll find number 14, that's Joe Larkins, and a three put up by the senior McIver, unable to fall through. And once again, as we talked about all night, Trent Fisher with another board.
Huge for Pennridge. And you see North Penn, they're pushing the court and they're taking their three shots. They're trying to get as many as they can, take their chances. Being the smaller shooter team, they need to make them.
Fisher looking for Gillespie, however, he'll be defended by McIver. And Fisher will put up a shot, and my goodness, Colby Barrow can't play any better defense than that, except foul him. As Fisher will get a great jump shot up and put up two for Pennridge.
The height difference here is hurting them. They're going to need to find a way to switch it up.
McIver will give it out to Caputo. And for the Rams, they now lead by 6. Chris Caputo at the top of your screen will now find Larkins, and the Knights will play catch. It's the junior, number 12, Colby Barrow with the ball behind the arc. And then we'll give it off to McIver. The Knights taking their time on their push. McIver will speed things up. And here's Caputo for three. Unable to fall through. He's been hot tonight on those three-point attempts. Not right there. And the Rams will push the other way. Yoder to Post, and with plenty of room, it is John Post with the layup. And the Knights will be forced to call a timeout and stop the clock. And so far, what we've seen is a Rams red-hot momentum shift in the second quarter of action.
Second quarter is all Pennridge here, taking the lead up by 8 points. North Penn struggling to find their shots, they're struggling to make them in. And with 4 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock here in our
first half of action. That's John Post on your screen right there, number 44, and he's been the man so far tonight as jump shots, just with his height, he's able to find plenty of room. Caputa's been on him, Barrow's been on him, and he's just making it look easy.
They can't find any options to guard this guy. He is unstoppable with his hook fadeaway and with his height advantage, man. He is taking it down to the post and he is bodying people.
So with their second called timeout of the game tonight, Spencer, what can you expect Coach John Conrad talking about with his squad? You know, they had the lead 15-14 going into the second quarter. They haven't been able to put up a score since. What are you expecting, you know, for a change?
Defensively, to stop Pennridge, I think they're going to try to maybe start doubling him down low, or at least causing the ball to be kicked out, because they just can't let him score. He's not missing. He's making everything. I expect some more double teams, and let's see how they score. On the offensive side, they need to just move the ball quicker.
So Colby Barrow will give it into Joe Larkins. And Mitchell will hold on to it. And Colby Barrow with room. Here's the junior for three off both parts of the rim. Unable to fall through. That close. And as for the Rams, a three put up. And back-to-back threes from Jack Gillespie will improve the lead for the Rams. Barrow will find fellow junior Matt Swanson. But it's Post with a steal. Chafee then will take it back the other way. Interception intended for Gillespie under the rim, and the Knights are back on the offensive push. Barrow will find Swanson in the paint. He'll look for room against Post, unable to find it. And here's Larkins for three, off the iron, unable to fall in, and the board from Sean Yoder will give the Rams possession. Back the other way, Mike Chafee doing his best on defense, but Yoder pushing through, and he'll put up a layup off the glass for two. And a hard fall at the top of your screen in the corner. Mitchell heavily guarded. Try to get it pushed into the baseline part and the paint under the basket. However, Sean Yoder will be charged with the foul, putting the body on Mitchell. An inbound pass here from Colby Barrow. And he'll find Matt Swanson very quickly in front of him. And Larkins will hold on to it towards the logo. Behind the arc, the Knights will continue passing. And here's Chafee to Swanson under the paint. Off the glass and off the rim, unable to fall through. And the Rams will take over possession. Sean Yoder. And here's a shot from Gillespie. My goodness, Jack Gillespie, 3 for 3 on threes coming off the bench here in our second quarter of action. And my goodness, what a presence he has made in this ball game here in the first half. As we pass 3 minutes on the clock, it will be Larkins. Behind the arc, he'll pump fake and then hand it off to Mitchell at midcourt.
Just as you think they're going to battle on the post, there you go, 3 for 3 on threes. He's hitting them.
Here's Barrow, he'll dribble one, and the behind the back pass to Swanson, a layup, a jump shot put up there by Matt Swanson, and he'll put up 2 for the Knights and finally get the Knights back on the board in the second quarter of play as they now trail 17-31. The Rams leading with a dominant lead right now. Jack Gillespie, oh my goodness, feeling himself. 4 straight threes for Jack Gillespie. And my goodness, he's red hot right now, and the Knights need to answer. Colby Barrow giving back out to Matt Swanson, and the juniors will find each other. Here's Chafee, layup. Was unable to find glass, but he's fouled as he went up for the layup attempt, and that will put Mike Chafee on the line for 2 free throw attempts, his first 2 of the night.
You haven't seen many free throws from North Penn tonight. They've been driving to the basket, but they've been kicking out. I believe they need to get to the basket more, get to the free throw line more to give them these easy shots.
And the first free throw attempt from Chafee unable to fall through, and that's something that's great you point out, Spencer, because we're seeing going the other way. Rams, whether they're on the fast break or they have time to slow it down, they continue to have these quick pushes into the paint, and they're kind of bodying their way through. They seem to have the height advantage so far, so don't need to worry about getting fouled because they're putting up these layups. But as for the other side, the Knights, they push through and they find room and space. However, they dish it back out, and that's something that we need the 3-point shots to start clicking, because so far on threes in the second quarter, it's dead quiet. So back to the action. Jack Gillespie will find Yoder It almost went up for the dunk, but he'll just give it off the backboard, hit the square, and it will fall through and put up 2 for the Rams. Karangi checks in for the Knights at the top of your screen, and now it's Mitchell dribbling in, and he'll carry it, then get a shot off. Larkins will pick up the board. He'll be swarmed and able to get it. Here's Chris Caputo. The senior will sink a 3, and that's the answer North Penn needs. He was the man of the first quarter for North Penn, and with a 3 right there, he'll draw this lead closer. But for the Rams, they're going to continue their momentum shift and push the other way.
Chris Caputo needs to lead the seniors here. They need to lead North Penn. He needs to show that the seniors need to be felt on their night.
Here's Gillespie. He'll finally miss a shot for North Penn's sake, but a board there from John Post. Once again, the man number 44 will put up an offensive rebound layup and put up 2 for the Rams.
It's in his name. John Post is down in the post, dominating. His
Barrow
size
will
and
send
height.
a stutter step, and Karangi will be fouled as the layup will fall through. Number 33, Rob Karangi with the layup, and he'll head to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. And checking in for Colby Barrow will be Talib McIver. And at the line, shooting 1, will be number 33, Rob Karangi. And off both parts of the rim, unable to fall through, as Sean Yoder will pick up the easy board with no Knight around him. And with 30 seconds and ticking, the Rams will look to try and put up one more score before halftime. Loose ball, McIver forced it, but Gillespie got it off, and here's Yoder for 3 off the front of the rim and heading the other way. Joe Larkins charges, and a stoppage of play as the officials will slow things up, and North Penn will be forced to inbound a pass from the sidelines. 20 seconds on the clock. And Coach Conrad will give in messages to Talib McIver at the logo, and the Knights will get underway. With 10 seconds now ticking, here's a strip from Yoder, sending it the other way, and a dunk from number 4, Sean Yoder, the right-hand finish. And with 2 seconds left, McIver will toss one up, a Hail Mary for 3. However, that will conclude our first half of action. And if you want an exclamation mark to this first half of play, a 40-23 lead for the Rams, and a one-handed dunk finish by number 4, Sean Yoder, will send both teams to their respective locker rooms, and that will conclude our first half of action.
Yeah, you see that in the first quarter. It looked all like North Penn. They were making their shots. They were finding the holes.
And yeah, as the Rams lead 40-23, that will conclude our first half of action. Stay tuned for second half basketball here on North Penn Television.
Let's give a big hand for Junior ROTC.
Hello and thanks for checking out our halftime report. I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Prashant Job and Pucher on North Penn Television. And we've had an exciting first half of action here at North Penn's Navy Gym on senior night for the North Penn seniors as they face off against the Pennridge Rams. And Prashant, it's been a heck of an action down here on the court, momentum shifts. What are some of the players you saw as a highlight in this first half of action?
Well, obviously Pennridge has been up and running, having a great game so far, especially on offense. Chris Caputo, though, on North Penn, they played really well. He's played really well. He's hitting some threes. Cooled down a little bit in the second quarter, but we'll see if he can get back on that hot streak.
And, with the score lead, what kind of action do you expect in the second half of action, especially for what the Knights head coach, John Conrad, is kind of telling his players to kind of lock down?
Well, for one, you got to stop the three-point shooting from the Rams. It got on fire in the second quarter. And also, you got to push that tempo. North Penn loves. You both know that. They love to push the tempo. And so far, the Rams have done a good job of stopping that. We'll see if North Penn can get back in that high-tempo game.
And some of the names we've definitely mentioned plenty of times in that first half of action was Jack Gillespie coming off the bench in the second quarter. He hit 4 straight threes. The kickoff his night at North Penn's Navy Gym. And as for some of the other players in black and green who have been all over the court, John Post with his jump shots and boards, as well as Trent Fisher, they've been doing a great job for Pennridge getting offensive and defensive rebounds. And that's something North Penn's going to want to clean up. So what do you expect coming into the second half of action and what Pennridge looks to continue?
Well, if they can continue this three-point shooting, they can put in the bench players maybe sooner rather than later. I mean, the shooting was amazing by the Rams, and we'll see if maybe they try mix in now getting into the paint because maybe the defenders come out a little bit and the paint tries to open up a little.
And it's senior night. We saw plenty of momentum, especially once the crowd erupted after the Knights put up their double digits. Or what can you expect in the second half of action from the crowd?
Well, they're going to stay excited. You've seen a lot of games. This is probably as big as the crowd has been in quite a long time.
And they can get pretty loud too, so that's something we're definitely looking forward to. All right, we have Prashant Jobanpucha doing a great job down low, getting our stats. And I'm Eric Jessberg, and concluding our halftime report, we'll get set for second half action on North Penn Television as Pennridge leads 40-28 over North Penn. Stay tuned for second half action on North Penn Television. Good evening and thanks for tuning back into tonight's coverage of boys high school basketball on North Penn Television. I'm Eric Jesberg alongside Spencer Howell, and as we kick off our second half of play, it's the Pennridge Rams in black and green with a 40-23 lead over North Penn in their white and Columbia jerseys tonight. We're here in North Penn's Navy Gym, and kicking off the action, Matt Swanson will get an and one as he's fouled going for the rebound layup. And it's the man, the junior, number 45, Matt Swanson, heading to the line for a three-point play.
This is exactly what North Penn needs to do to get back in this game. I said get back to the paint, get to the free throw line. They didn't do that much in the first half.
Swanson unable to sink his free throw attempt, and heading back the other way in their black and green unis will be the Rams of Pennridge. After a dominating second quarter of play, here is John Post, the name that has given them a 15-point lead heading into the second half of action tonight, and able to sink another layup and jump shot for the Rams. Here's Chris Caputo, and he'll find Tali McIver. And Caputo will pump fake, and he'll head in for a layup. However, it's Luke Yoder applying the defensive pressure and will force Caputo to miss the layup. Back the other way, Sean Yoder unable to sink his layup attempt as it will find all iron, and the Knights are back the other way. Here's A.J. Mitchell towards the baseline. He'll find Caputo at the top of your screen. Caputo, yes sir, for three! The senior on his senior night, Chris Caputo sinking a three from the corner, and my goodness, he has been the man for North Penn tonight.
Chris Caputo, 16 points. He's hot on the line on the three-point.
And here's Pennridge pushing within the paint. And here's Yoder. He'll find Post in the paint. And number 44, John Post, will continue his phenomenal night for the Rams' offensive attack.
Post with 20 points. He is a force to be reckoned with after the halftime meeting. Let's see if North Penn can do something to change up him from scoring.
Swanson will find Mitchell. Mitchell with time. He'll put up a three, and in his defender's face, A.J. Mitchell from behind the arc. He'll find a three-point shot falling through. However, the Rams still up 44-31 with under 6 minutes left in our third quarter of play. John Post will find his way around Matt Swanson, and the Knights will be charged with the foul, and Post will head to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
John Post, force to be reckoned with.
A.J. Mitchell being charged with the foul, and John Post with another free throw attempt on the night. This one is unable to fall through, and the Knights will head the other way.
North Penn has been helping getting more rebounds, stopping them offensive rebounds against them. Let's see if that can help continue down the line to shorten this lead of the Pennridge Rams.
McIver will be swarmed, able to stay with it, and here's Chafee from the corner. However, it'll put a little too much muscle on that one, as that will be airballed, and Sean Yoder will head the other way off the glass and not even close to the rim. However, Pennridge will come up short, and the Knights will pick up the ball and head the other way. A.J. Mitchell will send Yoder into a spin cycle, and Mitchell going for the layup attempt in the air. He'll be fouled and head to the line for two. And my goodness, the crowd like that. That's all I can say there.
A.J. Mitchell had him slipping as we see North Penn here trying to reduce this lead. Down 15 as it was not a shooting foul, but on the ground.
Interesting call there as Caputo will give it in, and Swanson will give it out to McIver, and the Knights will take over here on their offensive attack. Tali McIver pushing on the far side of the screen. He'll find the paint and then hit the brakes and give it back out to Caputo. Here's Mike Chafee. Back out to Caputo. And there's Chafee with room and time. Mike Chafee off the iron and will head into the air and fall into the hands of Pennridge John Post. And here's Yoder looking to redeem himself, and he'll find in the corner, number 3, John Dominic from behind the arc and the top of your screen. And he'll put up a 3 as the Pennridge Rams are knocking on the door of a 50-point score. Here's Caputo with room for 3. Chris Caputo unable to fall through. And it's been these missed threes that have shot the Knights in the foot here in the stretch from the second quarter to the third quarter. And underneath Yoder, just as he's going out of bounds, he'll find his brother, Sean Yoder. And in the paint, John Post, unable to be answered once again, as he'll put up a left hook shot. And it'll be Caputo at the top of your screen. He'll find Chafee with time and space. Mike Chafee off the front of the iron, unable to fall through, as it will hit off the glass, and Pennridge will take over the other way. John Post for three, off the iron, unable to fall through. His first three attempt on the night. And once again, fast-paced offense. McIver will find Swanson off the face, but it will find Chafee for three. And three bounces off the rim. My goodness, unable to fall in. As once again, the Knights unable to secure these three-point shots.
North Penn's going to have to find another option than the three. They're down 20. They need to change something up.
Yoder will push into the paint. They give it out to Post. A jump shot from John Post off the front of the basket. Swanson will get defense. He'll come up with the board over Yoder. Pass from Mitchell off the right hand as a pass a little too high. Mitchell unable to secure it. And it will roll out of bounds as Pennridge holds on to a 20-point lead with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in our third quarter of play. And from their own bench, it will be number 4, Sean Yoder, giving in the pass from the baseline. And Sean Yoder will just head right into the paint and get a pass. Phenomenal vision there. And a dime pass from John Post will find Yoder and an easy layup for the Rams. Here's Mitchell finding Swanson underneath. Swanson will be swarmed, but no problem for the big man as he'll put up a smaller jump shot that will roll around the basket and fall through. The Rams still holding on to a 20-point lead in our third quarter of play tonight.
The Rams' ferocious physicality is really showing. North Penn needs to toughen up.
Dribbling in and finding a room will be Dominic, and he'll knock down a jump shot. And now the Knights will need to get an answer back here and try and bring this Rams lead within 20. And Matt Swanson, the junior, will be fouled as he went up for a layup attempt. Call against John Post of the Rams. And Matt Swanson will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, just as you think the North Penn will have to catch a break, hitting a 3 here or there, getting the layup. Pennridge will quickly come down the court with ease on the fast break and get a score. They're pushing the ball hard and fast and not giving time for North Penn to set up on defense. It's really hurting them down the stretch.
The Rams' third charged foul against them here tonight. So very well-disciplined play we've seen tonight from both squads, as the records may, demonstrate different numbers and perhaps a different result. But for the action and discipline we've seen tonight regarding fouls and those such attempts, it's very well played here tonight. And for the Rams, Matt Swanson's second free throw attempt unable to fall through, and Pennridge will possess the ball and take it the other way. Yoder will find Gillespie. A threat to deal with from behind the arc. A jump shot put up and a 1 on the jump shot, number 23. Trent Fisher will head to the line for a shot at a 3-point play. Matt Swanson charged with the foul, as Pennridge will look to improve to a 58-33 lead with 1:47 left in our third quarter of play tonight.
These big guys are the name of the game for Pennridge. They're going to him every single time.
And Fisher's free throw attempt will get a very friendly bounce and fall through. As a bit of subs will come in. Nick Dunn will come in for Pennridge, and Rob Carangi will come in for North Penn. For the Knights, they will possess the ball, heading the other way. In their white and Columbia blue jerseys, it's Colby Barrow with Dunn on defense. And Barrow will give it back out to Larkins at the top of your screen. Back out towards the logo. Caputo to McIver as the seniors will play catch. McIver will drive, and he'll be bodied, and the defense applied from Pennridge will send the ball out of play. However, the Knights will hold on to possession as Caputo will get set for the baseline inbound pass.
Pennridge's tenacious defense and their Their bodies are really helping them out down the stretch.
Here's Larkins for a 3, and my goodness, just unable to fall through. These shots are right there. They're finding time and space, but the threes just aren't clicking for North Penn tonight at their home court. And a great pass and vision there from Nick Dunn, and he'll find Trent Fisher for an easy layup. And with 1 minute left in the third quarter of play, here's Colby Barrow for North Penn. He'll find McIver. He'll put up a 3, unable to fall in, and off the wire on the backboard. Will put a dead ball into play, and Pennridge will take over possession and get ready for an inbound pass.
The minute left here, heading out of the third quarter into the fourth. Pennridge is just being unable to be stopped.
Joe Larkins will step up as Nick Dunn will dribble with the left hand. He'll give it off to number 3, John Dominic. Loose ball. Barrow will fight for it on the ground and will pick it up. He'll get off to Caputo. Chris Caputo will charge into the paint. Larkins back to Caputo. Out to Chafee to Barrow for 3. And the passing will find Colby Barrow open for 3 along the sideline and behind the arc. And Pennridge will take over with possession. Dribbling across half court is Nick Dunn with 15 seconds and ticking left in our third quarter of play. Larkins will be on him. Dunn will give it out to Gillespie, the red-hot 3 shooter, and it was just unable to fall through with 3 seconds. Larkins will put up a Hail Mary, and we'll find Chafee. Chafee will run out of time, and North Penn unable to put up one last shot to conclude that third quarter of play. Chafee found room and time. However, the clock will take away his attempt on the jump shot and conclude our third quarter of action. And that will send us into our final quarter of play tonight. The Pennridge Rams and North Penn Knights back and forth, but in the first quarter of action. However, in the second and third quarter of play, coming out of halftime, coming out of the locker room, it's all Pennridge right now as they have a 60-36 lead over North Penn.
Pennridge's John Post is putting up 24 points right now, almost a little over a third of Pennridge's points, and he is the main scorer. Looking like to be the MVP of this game if they can't find a way to stop him. And North Penn needs to start making their shots down the stretch to bring down this lead.
And once again, as you see on your screen here, among the many senior night festivities, banners have been hung up as it is senior night here at North Penn, a night dedicated to phenomenal athletes Talee McIver, Solomon Robinson, A.J. Mitchell, and Chris Caputo on the North Penn Knights basketball roster as they will hit the court for potentially, but hopefully not true, their last home quarter as a North Penn Knight in their high school career.
Let's see if any big seniors can pick it up like Chris Caputo. He's been on fire all game. Let's see if they go back to him.
On behalf of North Penn Television, once again, congratulations to the seniors for their phenomenal achievements on and off the court in their journey at North Penn. But back to the action. They're looking to try and secure a win and bring a phenomenal comeback for North Penn on their senior night with a phenomenal and huge crowd, home crowd on hand. However, for the Rams, they are looking to disrupt the party, and right now they are doing so as in the paint over Karangi, number 32. Pat Gillespie will get a right-hand hook shot, and it will fall through for the Rams. Barrow will pump fake, and with no answer, he'll just give it back out to Larkins at the top of the key. Chafee will get the bounce pass, given into Karangi. He'll dribble and then find Larkins in the corner with time. Joe Larkins with the 3, spinning in and out twice around the basket, unable to fall through. And the Rams will pick up the board. It's been the story. North Penn's coming so close on a 3, it's unable to fall through. And the Rams picking up the board. Back the other way, that's Nick Dunn on a backdoor as he'll beat Larkins to the rim and put up an easy layup off the glass, giving the Rams a 64-36 point lead.
The Knights are taking the right shots. They just cannot make them in and out. It's been the story of the night.
Mike Chafee will give it out to Larkins, and on the bottom of his screen and the sidelines, Caputo, he'll find room and space. He'll put a right-hand little floater layup up and in, and that will put up 2 for the senior for North Penn.
Chris Caputo being the smallest guy on this court does not stop him from being ferocious.
Nick Dunn will be bodied, but he'll find Yoder underneath the basket, and a great shot put up as over the head shot off the glass. It will fall through for the layup, and Pennridge is just not able to be stopped right now in this matchup tonight. Barrow will dribble, and he'll find Larkins. Great pass, however, Larkins unable to put the shot up and in. And holding will be charged against number 1, Luke Yoder, as Larkins will be fouled.
Bad shot by Larkins, but he was following his rebound and he fought after. We'll give him back the redemption.
The seniors will check in as Larkins will head out. And coming in will be Talee McIver and A.J. Mitchell. Fellow senior Chris Caputo will get set for the inbound pass. And here's Mitchell. He'll pump fake. He'll find room. Put a jump shot up off the front of the rim. And once again, Pennridge picking up a board and will maintain possession. Heading back the other way, it's Nick Dunn. He'll find space. And a pass intended for Nick Dunn, unable to be answered. And the ball will roll out of bounds and give North Penn possession.
North Penn looking to find a ways to stop them on defense to see if they can make their shots and shorten down this lead. Their seniors are in to see if they can follow the veterans.
The juniors will find each other. Sheffield will give it off to Barrow. Barrow will find room. Stutter step. And fighting his way, he'll put up a layup. However, it might be called on the ground, as it will just send Barrow to the line for 2, but the officials will meet up and converse over this call.
Barrow fighting hard down there, trying to get what he can. Even with the height disadvantage.
And unfortunately there, he's just going to get that whistle's going to go off before he's able to get the shot off. So Barrow will head to the line only for 2. A foul against Jack Gillespie will put Barrow up for the 3-point play after the layup and the and 1. So back the other way will be Nick Dunn finding Gillespie, the red-hot 3-point shooter, 4 for 5 tonight for threes. And the story of Pennridge in this matchup tonight. He'll pump fake. Pass intended for Nick Dunn. McIver able to get a hand in it. However, going back the other way, Gillespie will take the ball back. Interception. And play and catch underneath a charge and left-hand put-up by Christian Golden as he'll check in for the Rams, and he'll put up his first 2 points on the night. A 68-41-point lead, and here's Colby Barrow. He'll answer back for the Knights and putting up a 3 on the score. With 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in our matchup tonight, the Rams will hold on to possession. A.J. Mitchell and Chafee will swarm Dunn. However, a stoppage of play looks to be a timeout called by Pennridge.
North Penn's bringing it together. Their ball movements getting there. They're getting the better shots down. It's really helping them. Defensively, they're quicker. They're getting more double teams down, which is allowing them to stop the post shots from going up.
And for Spencer, as this timeout for Pennridge, they kind of meet to talk about things. What do you expect on the other side of the court? I mean, for the seniors, this is their last attempt, at a chance at a win here at home potentially. So what are you expecting these seniors kind of stepping up in these last parts of the fourth quarter?
I think seniors are just going to give it all they got. They know this one last time they can play on North Penn courts. I think they're going to miss it. I think they're going to give them everything they can and try to reduce this lead and bring North Penn one last victory.
So with the first called timeout here in our second half of action, the Rams will hold on to 3 timeouts, and the Knights will have, the Rams will hold on to 2 timeouts, and the Knights will have a total of 3. And with 4 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock, North Penn will have to whip up a miracle here late in the ball game tonight, but we've seen it happen before, and the guys you're going to look to answer that are the seniors. Yep. And it's going to be Talee McIver, A.J. Mitchell, and Chris Caputo from behind the arc. That's where North Penn makes their bread, and that's what we're going to hopefully see tonight as North Penn looks to bring within a victory here with a huge home crowd on hand.
You never know. 1 or 2 shots later, the momentum can be in the way. The crowd can get into it. These seniors, they're veterans. They've been on the court for a long time. They got one last thing to give it. They can probably give it their all and see if they can bring them this victory.
Caputo will give the inbound pass to McIver, and here's Mike Chafee, the junior. And North Penn will play catch. Chafee weighing his options. He'll pump fake and then find Colby Barrow. Barrow will push into the paint. He'll then make a jump. He'll find Chris Caputo for 3 off the front of the rim, unable to fall through, and it's Golden with the board. And for Pennridge, they'll just try and dwindle down this clock. And here's Jack Gillespie. He'll move in, and he'll find Nick Dunn in the corner for 3, and almost a dagger applied there for Pennridge. However, McIver will pick up the board on the failed 3-point attempt. And McIver's spin move puts up a body And getting it back out, here's A.J. Mitchell for three. Yes, sir, A.J. Mitchell will answer for North Penn. And the Knights are drawing here within 20. Heading back the other way across half court is Gillespie. And Golden will find Connor Pleibel. And what a pass there. My goodness, Nick Dohm with a right hand toss will find number 33, Jack Gillespie, under the basket. And he'll put up an easy layup for two. However, here's Chris Caputo. He'll put up two as well on the other end of the court. And North Penn trying to battle it back. However, a stoppage of play as the officials will put up a foul charge against A.J. Mitchell, as the Pennridge Rams will retain possession.
Wouldn't be surprising if we start seeing some press play by North Penn, trying to get more turnovers, trying to cause more problems for Pennridge, as they've not been stopped on offense.
And almost a baseball-like pass will find Nick Dunn down the court. What a throw there. My goodness, an overhand throw will find him on the other end, and Pennridge will put up an easy, quick layup. However, for North Penn, a stoppage of play, a shove and foul charge against Connor Pleibel on Mike Chafee will stop play and force the Knights to go to an inbound pass. And checking into the game as Talene McIver, A.J. Mitchell, and Chris Caputo will be checked out one last time. A round of applause from the crowd as a moment for the seniors.
Could be the last time stepping on the Navy gym.
Joe Larkins, Matt Swanson, and Milan Pogara will check in for the Knights. Larkins to Chafee at the bottom of your screen. Chafee dribbles in, pass intended for Swanson. We'll find a Barrow. Back out the corner. Here's Chafee for three. Yes, sir, Mike Chafee, the junior, will sink a three. And with 2 minutes and 43 seconds and ticking left in our ball game tonight, it might be too little too late, as the Knights now trail by 20.
North Penn's got the energy. The younger guys are in. Let's see what they can do.
The Rams will play catch as they will continue to dwindle down the clock. Number 31, Ryan Benscotter, will put up a three. That's correction, Anthony Phillips with the three there. And back on the other end of the court, Mike Chafee will dribble into the paint. He'll put up a jump shot off the back of the iron. Matt Swanson fighting for the rebound. And a stoppage of play by the officials will stop the clock at 2 minutes and 5 seconds. The Rams holding with a 74 to 52 point lead here in our fourth quarter of play. As coming into the game will be Colin Post.
Despite the lack of shots made in the second and third quarter, North Penn's coming back with a high level of scoring in this fourth quarter.
At the line, Matt Swanson unable to get a friendly bounce from the home rim. And Pennridge will retain the board and take it the other way.
Pennridge now in 1-on-1 on the fouls.
The Rams will play catch, and here's number 11 putting up a layup attempt. That's Paul Croyle. However, it's unable to fall through. Here's Colby Barrow with time and space, no doubt for the kid, as Colby Barrow will sink a three. And with 1:35 left in our game tonight, it's still Pennridge up by plenty. And a jump shot here from number 13, spin move, and a phenomenal shot by Colin Post will put up an answer to Barrow's three, as he'll pick up two for Colin Post.
Post seems like to be the nightmares of North Penn.
Joe Larkins will dribble around the logo, and a three put up, unable to fall through. And once again, Pennridge will pick up the defensive rebound, as number 13, Colin Post, will take it the other way. Final minute of action here in North Penn's Navy Gym, as the seniors will have their last moment as a North Penn basketball player. A double dribble called against Pennridge, as Rob Karanji and number 21, Samuel Fogel will check into the matchup tonight. 45 seconds in ticking, as some of the younger talent and the future for North Penn will check into the game and show off their skills, as the seniors will have their last moments here as North Penn basketball players in the Navy Gym on North Penn Senior Night.
We'll see if the North Penn younger players can pick up the torch and pass on what these seniors will be leaving as they have played their last game on North Penn courts.
Pass intended for Ben Scotter, but he's able to force it along the ground, and Pennridge will retain possession with 5 seconds and ticking. One last hurrah from the home crowd for our seniors tonight as Pennridge will walk away with a dominating victory, 76-55. They will win it over the Knights here on North Penn Senior Night, disrupting the party. However, a great night put together overall for these seniors as a phenomenal home crowd attendance and support on hand. However, it will be the Rams walking away with the victory with their visit here in North Penn's Navy Gym.
Still great recognition to the North Penn seniors. They've played the last final game, but their impact will always be lasting, always be there. They've done a great job, and hopefully they've done it well leading the team into the future of the younger players.
Once again, thanks for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of high school boys basketball on North Penn Television. I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Spencer Halval closing out, and for one last time, the Rams walk away with the victory, 76-55 over the North Penn Knights. Have a great night, everybody.